Hello, my subjects, and welcome back to my channel. How's it going? My candle's been turned on, and if my cape, gets too close, I may end up, Anywho, not the point. Today I do want to do a little something different. This is a story of Anthony and the Prophet. The reason I put these two together instead of separate is because they are quite literally me. They are self-inserts, so to speak. Now, of course, there's a little difference between both of them and me. For one thing I share in common with the Prophet is my anger issues. But however, not that angry all the time. Now, there's a couple differences. Like, for example, the Prophet is highly self-confident and has a high self-esteem. He basically puts himself on a totem pole, or I guess a trophy case, if you will. While I don't, and again, with myself, insert Anthony, he's also a lot more, again, I have a lot of things in common with him, but also some things not in common. For example, Anthony's a very sociable person. I am not. I am not a very sociable person. Anywho, not the point. This is a story of Anthony and the Prophet. This is a lore video, so. Well, not much is known on the hero known as Anthony. What we do know about him is a couple things here and there. For one, his full name, Anthony. He lived in a small house, in, I guess, the Hispanic country, so to speak. He's a very interesting hero, so to speak. His life is one of, I guess, tragedy. Most people wouldn't classify it as tragic, but still. You see, Anthony's life was filled with so much negativity, I guess, would be the word. Now, while he had a lot of people in his corner, he never truly felt like he belonged. His home life, well, his home life was hard, I guess would be the word. He spent countless nights awake. The reason for this, well, you see, other than that, nothing else is known about the hero. He's an oddball, an outcast, if you will. His life, it's not one most people would guess, I guess. While the hero Anthony may look like your average hero, he isn't. His powers come from, or at least from what we've gathered, a staff of sorts. Or at least that's how he controls his powers. He was born with them. He knows how to use them, but he can't seem to control them without his staff, without his weapon of choice. Which has led us to believe that his weapon is imbued with some sort of magic. Or something, at least. Before he uses his powers, however, he does do something most people would find odd. He looks up into the air and he talks to his God. Now, while we do not know if gods exist in this world, after all, they're nothing more than a myth. But in a world full of monsters, full of people, with supernatural powers, it ain't something you can take out of the equation. Especially when it comes to someone like John, which will be our subject for the next, file. Now, we don't know much about Anthony except for his home life and, some of his powers and power sets. What we do know is that he, I guess, encountered a device of sorts. A device that can create and delete people out of existence. He doesn't exactly know why this device is here and why he's the only one that can activate it. But he's still figuring that one out. Our assumptions are that the prophets lived the same life as Anthony. They both have the same name, same power set, same weapon, same face, same birthday. His birthday was when he was born. As for other circumstances, the prophet seems like he took a different path from Anthony. Now, no one knows exactly what's different about them, nor what's similar. While Anthony may work as a licensed hero by the government, he isn't necessarily close friends with us, which I don't blame him. He usually does his own thing anyway. As for what they've been through, we don't know. We barely know about his home life. We know some of it, but not all of it. We don't know the extent to what goes through his head. The prophet and Anthony seem to at least somewhat hate each other. They're mirrors of each other. They're almost uncanny. Now, while it's heavily theorized that the Prophet is from another universe, we were informed by a strange man that that is not the case. To quote it in his words, while there is multiple universes of people who look exactly the same, of people who, well, are just a version of you, but different choices, different life, different everything. That's what makes the multiverse so unique. But to answer your question, the Prophet isn't from a different universe. If he was, well, I would know. We asked this strange figure what he meant by that, and he only said this. The creator didn't think that far ahead, you know? Having two people who look the same in the same universe kind of contradicts some things, right? Oh well. And he walked off. Our lead hypothesis is that the strange man we were talking to was none other than famous hero John. He is known for shape-shifting, and he's the only being so far that's ever spoken in that weird way. We've questioned him on what he means by creator, but he tends to avoid us. Unlike Anthony, John isn't a licensed hero, but he's a different story entirely. For right now, our main focus is the leader of this so-called union. This team of heroes, this team of misfits. While we do know this, Anthony and the Prophet lived the same lives. Same lives. We've questioned Anthony on his life, but he doesn't necessarily share much detail with us. All we can do is speculate. Not much is known on the hero, but what is known is a life of somberness, if you will. A life full of, well, only one could imagine the demons in his head. The thoughts unravel. That he goes through. Not much information. We don't have more information than that. We'll continue looking into his home life. We've tried to contact his parents, but they have been, well, unreachable. Well, at least his mother has. We've tried reaching out to his father. Well, apparently he's been dead for a while. He's been we don't know for how long. It's hard to tell without a body. And without knowing where his body is. If he even has one. I guess we have to start from state 1. File 1. Hero name. Anthony. File 2. Villain. The Prophet. If we can figure out anything else about Anthony, learn anything more, then we learn more about the Prophet as well. For this villain, it's not one most people would like to mess with. End of log. We need more information. We need more. We need something. Anything. We need. But Anthony won't answer any of our questions, any of our concerns. And John's too much of a loose cannon. And he says he isn't a big fan of the government, so not like we can get anything out of him anyway. Well, I guess it's time to start file 2. Hero name. John.